So today our unit is 10, that is Major School of Philosophy. Means that block 3 will talk about philosophical foundation of pre-primary education. So in this unit 10th, we will discuss what is the role of philosophy in guiding education and what are the viewpoints regarding aims of education, nature of curriculum, what kind of methodology, and what is the role of teacher, etc. as given by various schools of philosophy. Means there are four, five school of philosophy like naturalism, realism, idealism, like that. So we will discuss one by one. So first, we should know what is the philosophy and how it is interlinked with education. Teaching words we have listened, and we all are trained or some are under the training. The teaching requires the careful blending of theory and practicals, because when we go for teaching, the various kind of activity we have to perform, like theory as well as practicals, and further the practice. Theory without practice is insufficient, and similarly, practice unguided by the theory is also aimless. Means both are interlinked. Means for teaching, theory and practice both are required. Philosophy has three important branches. When we talk about the philosophy, then there are three important concepts are has to be understood. One is the metaphysics, second is the epistemology, and third is the axiology. So metaphysics is talk about that talk about the natures and its ultimate reality, what is involved in speculations about nature of existence. As far as epistemology is concerned, that is concerned with knowledge, and that knowledge is kind of crucial important to the educators as well as the youngs and as well as the family members and further the society. And the third one is axiology. It concern with the kind of value, what kind of value we have and what kind of value has to be inculcated among the child by teaching, by training, and by guiding. And it exists everywhere, even in formal, non-formal, and informal education. So three are very important concept to understand the philosophy. One more important concept, that is logic. So logic is also concerned with the rules or patterns, what is correct and what is the valid thinking. Whatever we are doing, even in science or social science or other subjects. So logic is important. Then if it is correct, then why it is correct? Some logics should also be there. And the next is and that logic may be the two type. One may be the deductive and the second may be the inductive. Even you must have learned two method of teaching, deductive method and inductive methods. So deductive logic, where we are talking about logics, deductive logic refer to reasonings that moves from general statement to the particular statement or particular principle, whereas inductive logic is also reasoning that moves from particular instant to generalization. So there is a basic difference. One start from general to specific, and the second is which is start from very particular to generalization. So this is the basic difference of inductive logic and deductive logic. Next, so these are the school of philosophy, and one is the important, that is called idealism, and that talks about values, truth, facts, and ultimate reality of existence, means that is god. So idealism asserts the primacy of the mental, the spiritual, and the ideal, as well as the basis of reality. In idealism, knowing is recognition on reminiscence of latent ideas, and that has to be performed in the mind. So, according to the idealistic epistemology, education has major role, and that too to stimulate learners to achieve more vital and fuller identification with the absolute mind. So, idealism, as even in brief, that idealism talk about reality and about the mind status, and that has to be even at this is linked with kind of with epistemology, and epistemology talk about knowledge. So as per the philosophy of idealism, what kind or what are the aims of education? So the first aim of education as per the idealism is to ensure spiritual development of the individual, and the second may be to preserve, to enrich, and to transmit the culture heritage of man. And the third is the explore and realize universal value as truth, goodness, and the beauty of life. And the fourth, that is the emancipate or liberate human spirit. So if we see or if we understand that idealism is talk about the kind of reality of humanity and the heritage and culture and values. This is the core area of idealism. So, what should be the curriculum as per the idealism? The idealistic curriculum is based upon the spiritual nature of man, means that link with God. The curriculum may include any subject that can foster spiritual development and create an idealist self than what I what I am and what is me. So it should be reflected. It should reflect the experience of human race as a whole. Idealism attach great importance to humanities, culture, arts, history, philosophy, literature, and religion. Because where idealism is exists, so religion is important place in the philosophy of idealism. Curriculum should contain that such kind of subject which will be bringing about intellectual, aesthetic, and moral development of man. So, for the idealism, I think that would be the means even Ramayana, Mahabharata, such kind of literature is important to understand the idealism, and that may be the content area for idealistic curriculum. So, what can be the method of teaching? Because here we are talking about the reality of man, we are talking about culture, heritage, arts, value system of the individual. So, as a teacher, what will be the method of teaching for us? So here, Socrates and other just say Socrates is there, Karl Marx is there, and other spiritual person who are talking about idealism. We can understand with their discussions. So Socrates is one of the most important idealistic or idealism follower. Socrates used dialecting, means the question answer method. Here, you just refer the Gurukul method, where the teacher is asking some questions or teacher is interacting with their pupils. So that will be the method for idealistic teaching. Dialects is a method of discovering the truth of ideas by discussion and logical argument. Here, argument is very important for developing the knowledge, and by considering ideas that are opposed to each other. The next method will be the conversation or discourse method, and deductive and inductive both are the important. Lecture methods, analytical methods, That may be the methods of teaching. Idealistic axiology means education is a process of unfolding and developing of inherent potential, whatever is inbuilt within the child. Education is does that should be the bring out from the child. So education role is that only. So learning is a discovery process in which the learner is stimulated to recall the truth, whatever is present within the mind. As a teacher, we should be we should be moral, we should be cultural exemplar, and model of values, because as per the idealistic theory and idealistic school, so their child, their students always follow their teacher. They believe that as it his or her role model. So for that things, teacher also should also have good moral. That he or she should have cultural heritage and cultural values. So even as a teacher, we have to develop this kind of values, and represent the highest and best expression of personal and human development. So this teacher roles becomes important in idealistic theory. So as a teacher, what is our prime role in idealism? The important role of teachers are as follows: that idealism consider teacher as a spiritual guide, because you know that Socrates was a spiritual guide. He always used dialect method. He just gives his dialogues with some examples. Then pupils ask their queries, and he clear their doubts by dialect method only. So here also, what is the teacher should be a spiritual guide who can lead the child from darkness to light. Teacher is a friend, a philosopher, and guide as per the idealism. Teacher is the embodiment of all virtues and values, and should present high standard of behavior and conduct before the pupils. The teacher should encourage the pupils to think themselves. The teacher should have deep knowledge, means the teacher should be a subject master. The teacher should aim at inculcating right values in the pupil. As I said, if the teacher is not having right values, and how he or she can inculcate the right values among the child? So for that purpose, teacher also should have more values. Teacher should ensure the spiritual development of the child, of the pupil, of the student. So here, as per the idealism, we discussed what is the idealism and what should be the curriculum, and what should be the teacher of method of teaching, and what is the role of teacher. On the same lines, we will discuss the other schools of philosophy. The next is naturalism, who believes in nature. They believe that teaching learning process should be exist in the shadow of nature. And nature is the best place to learn the new things, and to understand uh, what has to be learned. So let us understand what is the aims of education as per naturalism. And Rousseau was the first person who introduced that naturalism, and he believed that education should be given in the lap of nature. The teacher should be only guide, and the child should be allowed to learn themselves uh, within the nature. So what should be the aim of education? The aim of education, first aim of education as per naturalism is self preservation. The child must be able to preserve and protect his or body, because you know the just Yes, because sound body has a good mind, that is a fact. So naturalism always advocated that child should be able to preserve themselves, should be cared because the health is important first. Securing necessities of life, the aims of education should be to equip the individual to struggle for existence, thus to ensure his or her survival. The Rousseau was the first believer that, as I said in previous sessions, that he believed that if the child is going to near the fire, that let us allow. Then after going to near the fire, that child will understand that what is heat, and this is the heat and that can burn his or himself, so he should not go for further. But there are very criticism happened for the Rousseau, because sometimes that practicals are not good, that we are jumping from three floor, that we will survive or we will not. So let us see by doing that. No, this is fact. If we are going to the fire, then we will burn. This is a fact that if we jump from first floor, second floor, and third floor, that we will be got uh, physically our means some uh, mishappening can happen with us. So, but what we can do, because naturalism is the like that only, and they believe that everything should be learned with in the lap of nature. Then the second aim of education, maintenance of social and political relation. Education should enable to child to adjust with the environment. The child should enjoy the leisure. Child should the personality of a child should be developed. So that is the aim of education. They never believe that he should learn physics, chemistry, and biology. They believe that child should be healthy. If the child is healthy, then he will face all kind of issues, all kind of challenges with the nature, with the help of nature. So, as per the naturalism, what should be the nature of curriculum? The curriculum is based on the nature of the child and his or her interest, whatever the child wants to learn. The curriculum lays stress on subjects that are helpful in self-preservation. Means self-preservation. What is the important? Arithmetic. The knowledge of arithmetic is important if he is going to the market and all. And the second, some this language, knowledge of language is important as per the naturalist. And the third is how become healthy. That kind of science and social science is important for the child. The curriculum stress basic sciences, as I said, means the basic science is important. What is good to eat, what is not good to eat. The curriculum emphasis physical and health education, means naturalism recommend that physical education or health education should be included for the child development. Next. So methodology of teaching should be what? Uh, they advocated the playway method should be used, because play is the natural activity of the child and nature mode of education should be developed. Learning by doing. As I said, Rousseau said, you do and you will learn after doing. It is based on principle of self-activity and participation. Learning by experiences. As I said, if the child is going to the fire, then he will learn that that fire is hot. So he will understand. The child learns through his or her experiences with nature. Learning through observation. Whatever the child is observing, the best way, the best way to learn whatever he or she is observing. And the next important method that is also developed by the naturalism. or naturalistic follower, that is heuristic method. Naturalism advocate heuristic method for learning science and mathematics. This involves learning through discovery method. The child is allowed to seek fact on his without the teachers this dictating facts to the child, because learner is learning by doing and some discovery method by own. Only teacher is guiding. He is not dictating the term. He or she is not dictating the term. So actual role of teacher, what should be as per the naturalism? According to naturalistic, uh, nature is the supreme teacher. So here, teacher is not a human or individual. Here, nature is the supreme teacher. But we, as a teacher, should just to facilitate the process of natural development of the learner. The teacher's responsibility is to create an ideal environment for the natural development to the child. So, teacher is a just facilitator. Otherwise, nature is the supreme teacher. Next is the pragmatism. Pragmatism, according to pragmatism, what is the aims of education? To cultivate a dynamic and adaptive mind that is resourceful and enterprising in all situations, to bring about all round this harmonious development to the individual by directing his or her impulsive interest and abilities towards the satisfaction uh, as per the need or as per the environment, to enable the learners to reconstruct the experiences continuously in the light of new situations, means new challenges, new learning environment, to produce socially competent, economically efficient, and cultured person. So pragmatism is more focusing on the all-round development of the child, because they talks about the individual competency. They always talks economic efficiency, and they also talk about the cultural heritage, to enable the child to create new realities, value for optimum personal and social adjustment in a creative manner. So, to achieve these aim of education as per the pragmatism, what should be the nature of curriculum? Nature of curriculum is based on principles of utility, means such kind of curriculum should be involved, should be included for teaching learning for the child, that may be the useful for the child and the society. Pupil of the principle of the interest, such kind of syllabi, such kind of activities should be included, but there should be the vast areas so that the learners may choose as per their interest. Principle of experience, the curriculum should have experience that lead to learning. Pragmatism lays emphasis on practical works, child activities, vocation, and experience. So, learning should be by doing. You just looking that pragmatism is slightly talking about idealism and slightly talking about naturalism. So it is the more refined school for the child development, school of philosophy for child development. So principle, and the next is the principle of correlation, means whatever we are learning, that should be correlated to each subject, because where we are learning mathematics, so mathematics is correlated, or mathematics is helpful to understand the chemistry, mathematics is helpful to understand the physics, mathematics is helpful to understand the other subjects. So whatever we are learning, whatever we are reading, that all subjects should have some interlink. So or in the statistical or scientific word, that word is known as correlation. So every subject should have some kind of correlation, means interdisciplinary approach is also advocated by pragmatism. Next. So, what should be the method of teaching as per the pragmatism, and what is the role of teacher? Pragmatism emphasize purposive learning. Means so teacher should adopt the kind of method that learning is made purposeful by providing a real life situation according to the natural interest, attitude, attribute, and experience of learners. Pragmatism advocates learning by doing. Learning experience should be imparted to the learners through activities and practical experience. Pragmatism require correlated teaching. Teaching is linking subject areas and adopting interdisciplinary approach as we discussed. Providing experience to the teachers by employing correlation and integration of all subject activities and experience. Pragmatism recommend project method and problem solving method. Project method is contributed of pragmatism philosophy of education, means that method is introduced. So pragmatism is specifically talk about this project method as well as this interdisciplinary approach. So to achieve the aim of education of the pragmatism, what should be the role of teacher? Pragmatism regards teacher as a facilitator and guide. As per naturalism, teacher is a facilitator. As per idealism, teacher is a guide. So in pragmatism, he is a just combination of facilitator and guide. It considered teacher as a arranger of experience, means he should arrange the field or learning environment so that learners may experience on stage setter, director, facilitator, and motivator. These are the role of teachers as per the pragmatism. Teacher should be good guide, friend, and philosopher, and pupils should think and act for themselves to rather than to know, originate, or generate rather than repeat. So here the role of teachers is important for all-round development of the child. Next is this existentialism. This is also one of the philosophy. And what should be the aim of education? The aim of education is to lead an authentic life, and life is based on harmony and responsibility. Education is important for life. Education is a preparation for state of being, enable one to take decision about him or himself, to make the individual a person who is human. The philosophy of following a humanistic approach means as per this humanistic approach is being developed by the existentialism. Nature of curriculum should be what? It is focused on individual students freely choose part of the curriculum. It is very favorable towards the study of science subjects, means that philosophy always advocate that science subjects should be imparted or should be included in the curriculum so that the learners may aware about the science and their existence in their existence of life. It attaches importance on subjective knowledge rather than objective knowledge, because objective truths displace man away from him or self. To encourage self-realization, means self-realization is important as per this approach. Some moral education should be the part of syllabus or curriculum, and that schools recommend strongly the teaching of humanities, ethics, arts, literature, drama, music, and social science. The mastering of 3 R's at elementary stage. 3 R's means reading, writing, and arithmetic, teaching of foreign language, logic, sociology, anthropology, music, art, mathematics, philosophy at the higher level is proposed by this school of philosophy. So, what is the method of teaching and what is the role of teaching? The all schools having four important concept. What is the aim of education as that per school, and what is the curriculum, what is the method of teaching, and what is the role of teacher. Four important point has been underlined. So, as per the this school, the Socrates methods in classroom teaching. In Socrates' method, a teacher seeks to draw the information from learners by means of skillfully directed questions. Learning is self means whatever Socrates means dialecting method will be the good for the learners as per this school of philosophy. Learning is self-paced, self-directed, and includes a great deal of individual contact with the learners. Means teacher should aware the names and about the child. Shivani.
Sir, can you explain these or terms in Hindi simple way, in simple words? What is this realistic and what is this existence? जो भी आपने naturalism in simple way you can explain in Hindi
हाँ हाँ, why
in
not?
simple terms.
Yes, 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 why not? सी फर्स्ट पहला जो स्कूल है वो है हमारा ये आइडियलिज्म. आइडियलिज्म
Yes, sir.
हमेशा बात करता है कि हमारी जो शिक्षा प्रणाली या जो हमारे जो टीचर्स हैं वो किस तरह के होने चाहिए, यानी कि वो वैल्यूज एंड अबाउट द रियलिटी मीन्स वास्तविक में सत्य क्या है, सत्य की खोज के बारे में बात करता है. और उसके लिए टीचर का रोल कैसा होना चाहिए, वो कहते हैं कि टीचर यहाँ पर एक गुरु के रूप में होना चाहिए जिनकी खुद की अपनी वैल्यूज हों, ताकि वो उन वैल्यूज को अपने शिष्यों में, अपने विद्यार्थियों में आगे बांट सकें, आगे उन उस परंपरा को आगे बढ़ा सकें या अपने ज्ञान का ट्रांसफर कर सकें. इवन आप अगर वैदिक काल को देखेंगे तो आप आइडियलिज्म को अच्छे से समझ पाएंगे कि आइडियलिज्म किस तरह की शिक्षा होनी चाहिए, उसकी बात करता है, किस तरह का कैरिकुलम होना चाहिए और टीचर का रोल किस तरह का होना चाहिए. जहाँ हम बात करते हैं नेचुरलिज्म की, सो मैंने कहा था कि रूसो वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ नेचुरलिज्म. रूसो के साथ और बहुत सारे शिक्षाविद फिलोसफर हुए, लेकिन रूसो इज इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज उन्होंने एक बहुत ही क्रांतिकारी स्टेटमेंट दिया था कि आप बच्चों को प्रकृति के पास जाने दीजिए, वो अपने आप सीख जाएंगे कि क्या उनके लिए सही है और क्या उनके लिए गलत है. यहाँ टीचर का रोल सिर्फ इतना है कि वो टाइम टू टाइम समय पर उनको गाइड करते रहें कि आप थोड़ा-सा नेचर के साथ आपको किस तरह से एक्ट करना है और किस तरह से आपको नेचर से सीखना है. नेचुरलिज्म ये भी कहता है कि आप नेचर को जानो और अपने हेल्थ का ख्याल रखिए और नेचर से सीखिए कि कौन-कौन सी चीज़ इम्पोर्टेंट है लाइफ के लिए, कौन-कौन सी चीज़ इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है और किन चीज़ों का किस तरह से इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए. उसके बाद जो हमारा जो आता है प्रैग्मेटिज्म, वो हमेशा व्यवहारवाद को बात करता है कि सत वास्तव में एक इंसान के लिए, एक व्यक्ति के लिए क्या-क्या चीज़ ज़रूरी हैं. वो व्यावहारिकता की बात करता है कि हमें अपने साथ हमारी जो इतिहास है, हमारा जो लैंग्वेज है, हमारी जो कल्चर है, हमारे जो म्यूज़िक हैं, हमारी सोशल साइंस है, इन सबको इंक्लूड करने की ज़रूरत है. और वो हमेशा बिलीव करते हैं कि टीचर का रोल यहाँ पर न केवल गाइड है, यहाँ फैसिलिटेट भी करें, इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करें कि बच्चा अपने से भी सीखे और साथ में हम उनको थोड़ा-सा बूस्ट अप भी करें, मोटिवेट भी करें. ये हमारा प्रैग्मैटिज्म है. जहाँ तक हम इस एक्जिस्टेंशलिज्म की बात करते हैं, यहाँ पर इन्होंने कहा कि सब कुछ ठीक है, लेकिन एक स्टूडेंट को या एक इंडिविजुअल को उसकी खुद की एग्जिस्टेंस के बारे में पता होना चाहिए कि उसका रोल, एक्चुअल रोल क्या है या वो कौन है, और उसको जानने के लिए उन्होंने कहा कि आपको यहाँ पर इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच को अपनाना पड़ेगा, कि ताकि बच्चे को जो जो भी हम पढ़ाएं वो कहीं ना कहीं उसकी लाइफ के साथ जुड़ा हुआ हो। ऐसा ना हो कि हम उस बच्चे को कोई पर्टिकुलर चीज़ सिखा रहे हैं और वो उसकी लाइफ में कहीं भी काम ना आए। हालांकि वो ये मानते हैं कि जो भी हम बच्चों को सिखाते हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं किसी न किसी रूप में उस बच्चे के लिए हेल्पफुल होता है। तो ये कुछ स्कूल्स हैं जो जिनको हम फिलॉसफी कहते हैं, कि एक इंडिविजुअल, हर व्यक्ति की फिलॉसफी भी अलग अलग होती है, आपने देखा होगा। मेरी फिलॉसफी है कुछ और, मैं नेचर के पास ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है, मुझे नेचर के साथ रहना अच्छा लगता है। कुछ लोग रिलीजियस टाइप के होते हैं, वो लोगों को अपना सत्य की खोज में या ट्रुथ की खोज में या अपने भक्ति में रहते हैं और उनको उसी तरह की एजुकेशन अच्छी लगती है। तो सबकी फिलॉसफी अलग अलग है। यहाँ हमारे जो जितने भी स्कूल ऑफ फिलॉसफी हैं उन सब ने अपने अपने विचार दिए, उन सब के अपने अपने प्रेरणा, यानी जिन्होंने उनको अ, बनाया या जिन्होंने उनको इंट्रोड्यूस किया, और उन्होंने अपने अपने हिसाब से बताया कि टीचर का रोल क्या होगा या किस टाइप का करिकुलम होना चाहिए। तो इट इज जस्ट अबाउट द फिलोसफी ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ स्कूल। चलो आगे डिस्कस करते हैं। द नेक्स्ट स्कूल, द रियलिज्म। Same 4 point important. What should be the curriculum? What will be the method of teaching? So realism lays emphasis on finding out the truth. It implies that the curriculums science should be given a prominent place. Realism stands for the diversification of course which are related to life. Means realism is linking truth and the reality of life. They always advocate that vocational courses, what are the linked with the existence and what is the reality of life. So such kind of vocational course should be introduced for the child. What should be the useful for the child and for the society. This kind of such kind of subject should be introduced in the curriculum. Method of teaching, they always talk that one must look to nature and to human nature. They always give focus on individual as well as nature. Means the learning method should be like that person should understand himself or herself, and person should understand the nature and the reality of the life. This is the realism. Next. So aim of education, as per the realism, child should be prepared for happy and successful life. Means education should be like that may make the child happy and successful in term of economic, in term of physical, in term of social balance. Education should be planned in such way that may prepare the child for real life. Means he should be prepared. The child should be prepared to face the all kind of challenge of real life. Mental and physical facilities and or physical, mental and physical uh, attributes should be developed among the child. Means the mental exercise and physical exercise should be included in the curriculum. Education should provide the child with knowledge both society and external nature. Child should be trained for vocational pursuit. So this should be the aim of education as per the realism. So role of teacher as per the realism. Realism does not attach as much importance to the personality of the teacher as a idealist does, because as per the idealism, their teacher role is a guide, teacher role is who a person who bring the child from darkness to the light. But as per realism, the teacher is only and only facilitator who can facilitate the learning. This is the realism. So this school of philosophy, why these are important? Because these are important to understand the individual child, which kind of philosophy, and we should, as a teacher, we should bring out the philosophy of the child outside, so that he can understand what is he, and even we can understand the interest of the child. So this is about this MES block 3, means the whole blocks is talks about the five schools of philosophy. One is idealism, the second is naturalism, then the third is this pragmatism, then existentialism, then realism. So this is about the all schools of philosophy. So this is the block. You may read the all school of philosophy in detail. And idealism, as I said, Rousseau started uh, naturalism, and Socrates this pragmatism. So you will understand their thoughts about the education in detail. If you face any problem, so we will discuss on Monday. So this was a very small discussion, so that I thought that we should not waste our session. So we will discuss as discussed today. So now any question? Is there any question we will take? Otherwise, we will meet on next Monday. That is on 20th. 20th or 21st? 20th. Do you have any question?
Actually, sir, there is no question, but there is a request
Mm-hmm.
that you can explain the things on Hindi so that we can understand little
Okay,
bit
okay, okay,
concepts, main concepts only,
okay, okay. Actually,
because we can read.
your material is in English. No problem, no problem.
And no, actually, these things are new for us, na. That's why
We will take.
we can understand, but some concepts are that we can't understand the deep meaning.
Yes, yes, yes. I can understand. Sure, sure. We will use both language as required. Okay.
Okay, just I just want to little bit
Mhm.
in Hindi.
Uh,
Otherwise, English is okay. मतलब मेन
I got
मतलब
your
मेन
point. I
मीनिंग क्या
got your
है
point. I
वही
got your point. Okay.
ओके सर
Okay. Thank you.
थैंक यू फॉर दिस